This is the Sports Content Game Plan, the podcast where we go behind the scenes with the creators shaping how we see sports today. I'm your host, Isac Solinaw, and each week I have conversations with the people behind the videos, photos, stories, and strategies that brings the game to life. We talk creativity, storytelling, and the real work that happens behind every highlight. In this episode, I'm joined by me, myself, and I. This is episode 0, where I go through some of the background to why this podcast came to be, and a bit about my background, what's coming in the future. So let's get into it. After working in this field for over 16 years, I wanted to do something new, something that challenged me and could help me grow and also help me connect with other content creators, especially sports content creators working in the same fields that I myself is doing. The idea of a podcast started growing. This really challenges me because for a lot of us sports content creators, we are always behind the camera, behind the microphone, filming others, interviewing others, creating content. The idea of stepping in front of the mic, in front of the camera, was a bit challenging, a bit daunting. It's a bit scary, intimidating. Those things are what I try to do in my personal life. Think how I can go outside my comfort zone and grow in different ways. So this was an opportunity to do also that, to grow, go outside my comfort zone, because this is not my comfort zone to talk to the camera or have long dialogues or monologues by myself. Another reason is to connect with other creators, because after working in this field for so long, I've got to meet so many amazing creators. A lot of us are always working long hours and not really having time to connect with other creators in the same space. You get so much inspiration from other people online, but I also felt like I wanted to learn even more, to get deep into how they come about their craft, how they do their things, and really also connect with other people in other areas of sports content. So I think this is going to be an opportunity for me to reach out and have good conversations with other creators that will be beneficial for myself, the guest, and also beneficial for all the listeners to get inspiration and learn something from the top creators that I know and from that others know. My goal for this podcast is that it will be a source of inspiration. I want it to be educational. I want to go into details and have a conversation with the creators. I don't want it to be like an interview where I only ask questions, but more of a conversation with my guest and really try to get into details and how others can benefit and learn from how they are doing things and get tips and tricks, and really like be an educational source for sports content and really learn from others. So that is my goal for the podcast, and I hope it will bring value to a lot of people. Also try to build a community around sports content. There's a lot of amazing creators out there, so maybe build a platform, a community around sports content. Right now, just try to build a community and get to know other people. The sports content creative field is a bit lonely sometimes. There's a lot of long nights at hotel rooms or traveling with the teams, working, creating as much as you can, not having the time to maybe reflect yourself or reflect together with others what you are doing, how you are doing it, and what can be added or changed. So I feel like this is an opportunity to also create a platform and something else for people to weigh in on in the comments or weigh in via email to get a conversation going on content creation or sports content overall. My plan for the sports content game plan is 1-hour episodes with a guest or guests. The podcast will be available both in video and audio form. The podcast will be in either English or Swedish, depending on the guest. If the episodes are in Swedish, there will be episode highlights translated to English on my website, sportscontentgameplan.com. In English, there will be the whole conversation. For the Swedish episodes, it will be more episode highlights available. For each episode, we will focus on the guest and learn about their journey in sports content and their career. I will also have a theme centered around something these guests can really speak about and bring their knowledge to about. So a theme or something that we can all learn about. I will be the host, and the guests will be sports content creators from all around the world. I already have a long list of names that I would like to have a conversation with, but if you have any suggestions, any guests that you feel would be amazing to learn from, and please write in the comments or send me a DM or email with the suggestion. And the podcast will be available on all the regular platforms where you consume your podcast. So it will be on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, and so on. And like I said, I will also have my website, sportscontentgameplan.com, where I will have episode highlights and show notes and the links to the content we are talking about with the guests and links to the guests' own social media or websites, so you can find all the information in one place surrounding each episode. And I've already started reaching out to potential guests and recording my first episode. So it's really exciting to get this thing going, and I hope I can get episode 1 out very soon. This is episode 0, so it's not really the full premiere episode, but just a background. So my own journey in sports content started back in 2006, right when the blogging and the blogosphere was really the frenzy. It was the thing to have a blog. Back then I was 16, 17 years old, and I started a basketball blog here in Sweden, and I just started writing a blog about NBA, because NBA was the thing that I followed, and I followed basketball. It was my first love. So I just started writing about NBA on a blog. I did that for maybe a year. It was pretty fun. And then in 2007, when YouTube was only 2 years old, I posted my first NBA mixtapes online. I edited videos like mixtapes with players or game highlights, and I just posted it on YouTube, and they are still there 18 years later. I will put them in the show notes. You can still watch them. It's not the best, but that was where I started. In 2008, 2009, I was playing basketball myself. My club asked me if I wanted to start handling their website and communications. So I said yes, and from that, just been going on. So for 16 years, I've been doing this. After the website, I did the layouts, game posters, game programs, and then social media with Facebook and Instagram. I started doing that for my club. And after 16 years, I worked on the club level, regional levels, national levels, and international events. It's been a fun ride, and I've done many amazing things thanks to being able to work in this field, going to Basketball World Cup 2 times, and now just a few months ago I worked at the Eurobasket for the first time, and it was an amazing experience. I got to meet so many amazing people, work with so many amazing content creators, work with players and staff who make our life easier creating content. I wanted to share my experience and knowledge in this podcast. Even 16 years in, you can always learn many things from other people. That's what I try to do in my personal life, but I also want to do it in my professional life. Having this podcast can be a way for me to continue to learn, grow, and see what I can do better. I always want to get better, always want to improve, do things in a better and more efficient way to do what we do best, creating content and help bring our sports, organizations, or clubs to life and really engage with our audience and followers. So that's a short background about me and a short background about this podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this pre-episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share and subscribe to the Sports Content Game Plan on all the regular platforms where you follow the podcast. You can follow on YouTube, search for the Sports Content Game Plan. On Instagram, it's at Sports Content Game Plan, and you can also look it up at Spotify and Apple Podcast, of course, the Sports Content Game Plan. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time with our first guest. It's a really nice episode, so I hope you will enjoy. Until next time, take care.